After the first episode of the Billionaires Challenge, Sir Richard Branson was feeling battered and bruised. Not only had he spent most of his fortune chasing a Champions League trophy with Harrogate, he had also been kicked out of the Billionaires Club due to no longer being a billionaire. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos had not only humiliated him by winning major trophies, while he only won the Papa John's trophy, they had made sure he was kicked straight out of the club. But Sir Richard had faced many challenges in his long life and had never backed down from anything. He decided he had to make a change, to not only get back in the exclusive Billionaires Club, but to show every member he could beat Elon and Jeff. So he sold every share and every piece of the Virgin company he owned, netting him a few extra billion and the right to reapply for his club membership. As he strolled back into the club to face his old rivals, he had a challenge on his mind. A tough challenge that he believed he could win and that Elon and Jeff could not turn down. He proposed a new race, a race to any European trophy, but not with any ordinary teams. He stated that even starting in the lower levels of England was too easy. With enough money, once you reached the Premier League, nothing could stop you. Elon asked if he was considering using teams in France. No, Sir Richard said. Italy? Said Jeff. Nope, replied Sir Richard. My proposal, he said, is going to be the challenge of all challenges, and I call it the Battle of the Baltics. We take over a team in each one of the 3 Baltic nations, poorer footballing nations with little money and low reputations, a true challenge, and I will even let you choose which country you guys want first. Elon stated that because he'd won the first challenge, he should pick first, and as he had a lovely home in Lithuania, that's where he would go. As Jeff came second in the previous challenge, he chose next, and he picked the beautiful nation of Latvia, leaving Estonia for Sir Richard Branson. With the new challenge set, each billionaire set off to buy themselves a club in their respective countries. Elon Musk purchased FK Žalgiris based in Vilnius. Jeff Bezos decided to buy FK RFS based in Riga, leaving Sir Richard Branson, who decided to take over FC Flora from Tallinn. Sir Richard knew he had a real challenge on his hands, going up against his 2 greatest and richer rivals, but he had nothing to lose and he was determined to wipe the smiles off both their faces. But can any of our 3 billionaires actually achieve European glory, even with their vast fortunes? Well, we will find out in the Battle of the Baltics. Hello, I'm Bood and welcome back to the Billionaires Challenge. As always, thanks for joining me. Your view is the most important thing, but if you're feeling generous, hit the thumbs up, get involved in the comments, subscribe if you're new, and hit that bell and you'll never miss anything I do. But honestly, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you watched the previous Billionaires Challenge, the race to the Champions League, where we've got 3 real billionaires in a fictional world, in a fictional billionaires club, having a bet with each other, taking over teams from Sky Bet League 2 and racing to win the Champions League trophy, spending absolute tons and tons of money. But like the story kind of said, in this one, it is quite easy, I suppose. Don't matter who you are, if you pump on full of billions, they'll rise up the leagues in England. Once you get to the Premier League, got Premier League reputation, Premier League money, you probably get there eventually, even though none of the teams won the Premier League. Someone did win the Champions League, and it was, of course, Elon Musk. Now, I didn't add up how much each member had spent, each billionaire club member had spent. In the last one, I have now for you, and I flashed them up at the start, but I'll flash it up now. Elon Musk spent the least amount of money. So it shows you, it's not always about money, even though he did spend a lot of it. Now, this is a different challenge. I think it's tougher. They're in the Baltics. I randomly assigned them a country and then just picked the best team in that country according to reputation in the editor. But the leagues are I think the Premier League's like 180, 185 rep in the editor. All these leagues like 70, 80, so they're low. Is that going to make a difference? Even though they've got the same amount of money they had in the previous episode, that league rep, that league quality, week in, week out football is going to be poor. I mean, can they do anything now? It isn't a race to the Champions League, it's just a race to any European trophy. Even the conference would do. Whoever wins one wins, although someone might not win. I've holidayed 15 years into the future, just like the first episode, and I haven't looked. So we're going to share that together. But we're starting here in Lithuania with FK Žalgiris. I might be butchering that. I do butcher names. With Elon Musk's team. Now, one advantage I have given him compared to the last one is I've given him all a decent manager. And Elon's poached Carlo Ancelotti from Real Madrid to kick it off for him. As you can see, he is the owner, and just like the previous episode, I've changed none of the players, not done anything to the players, not changed any staff or done anything to the staff. and they just got a manager this time, and of course a very, very rich owner. And all the owners are very different. They're all kind of different how they go about things. So we'll see if that works. We'll see if whatever I've done to Elon Musk, if he wins this, obviously I need to write that down, because that's probably the blueprint for the best chairman, owner. And then we'll see what they can win. This is the trophy cabinet at the very beginning. It does start in January 2022. Now, also, these leagues I'm using aren't playable in the standard game. If you're quite new to the game and you don't know, just go to the Steam Workshop for Football Manager and type in any country, and you will find a league database there, and you can just add it. It's so easy. That's all I've done. Next up, we're heading to Latvia, a country I know kind of well, because in my journeyman that I do every year, this year we started it in Latvia with a great team. It was a lot of fun. But here we are with FKRFS, only founded in 2005. I've given them Luis Enrique as their manager. Why not? And this is Jeff Bezos' team. He came second. He did really well in the last one. I think he spent the most. But he did really well. He won quite a lot of trophies. He just couldn't win that Champions League. But can he win this one? And there he is at the top. Owner. Rich as anything. Yeah, and again, nothing to the staff or the players. And of course, this club might have the highest rep in the editor, so I'm guessing they are the best team in Latvia at the minute. But they haven't got a lot of trophies, but they haven't been around too long, have they? And finally, we're heading to Estonia, to Sir Richard Branson's team. I've given them Antonio Conte. Love him or hate him, he can do quite well. We'll see how well he can do for Sir Richard. Now, like I said, I randomly assigned him a country, and then without knowing anything, and then went in the editor and just picked whatever country I'd picked for him. Picked him the best team, rep-wise, in the editor. Now, when I started to look into the stadiums and stuff, I realised that Sir Richard might have landed on his feet here. I've kind of given him a legs up, because their stadium's pretty good. It's a good-looking stadium, good size. The others are similar, but look shit. So we'll see if that's any advantage for him, because he needs it. Because he spent the second amount of money last time and only won a Papa John's trophy. I did mean to change his name to Sir Richard, I keep forgetting, but it doesn't matter. Now, I did notice that his assistant manager here is Scottish. Is that real? Got to be, because I haven't touched it. I thought that was quite cool. And they have won quite a few trophies, haven't they? Cabinet's looking pretty full. Will it get fuller? Will any of them win a European trophy? I think it's going to be. As much as they've got a lot of money, but they're going to be able to attract good players and good managers if these managers leave. And compete on that European stage. I expect them to. I expect after 15 years, one of them will have won at least one European trophy. Here we are in the league reputations across Europe, and Lithuania's is the 75th best league in Europe. And Latvia's next. So maybe Sir Richard doesn't have the advantage, because if we scroll down here, Estonia's all the way down here below Malta, below the Vanarama National. Might lose again here, Sir Richard. Anyway, let's jump forward 15 years and see what they got up to. Starting with the previous winner, Elon Musk's team, FK Žalgiris, based in Lithuania. You can see right there straight away, Carlo Ancelotti's a legend. Does that mean he did it? I don't know. Current manager's Jacob Niestrup, who I recognise. Him. Former player or something? I don't know. I do recognise his face and his name. Can I see any quick players anywhere? Any big names? No one's jumping out at me to be like a massive name, so we'll see. Now, one thing I will do, I promise, when we scroll through the transfers, I'll look through them first, and I'm going to add them up for you this time, so we can, in this episode, see what each billionaire spent, successful or not. So then, I've looked through them, each season of Elon Musk's ownership of FK Žalgiris, and I'll be honest with you, he spent money. Not too short of really what he spent with Barrow to win the Champions League. So let's have a quick look through. 18 his first year, 6, 51, 84, 200, wow. 148, 162, 198, 197, 56, 107, 83. It seems a bit more spread out. 22, 17, 110. And that's it. And Elon Musk spent 1.4 billion. But, like in the first episode, has he won it? No, although them trophies have definitely increased, but there's no European. He's done nothing. Let's have a look at the managers. Well, Carlo Ancelotti won 7 league titles and 14 cups. And weirdly, Jacob's won 7 league titles and 14 cups. I'm guessing, have they won everything there was to win? Maybe. Now then, a little bit of a cock-up on my part, but I've just run through all their European adventures for FK Zalgiris and Elon Musk, and obviously they've gone into qualifiers at Champions League, they've had dips in the Europa League, they played in the Conference League, and they actually reached one final. The Europa League final in 2028, and he was beaten by Sutton. Now you're probably wondering why Sutton. Well, Sutton were one of the teams from the first one. Now I did remove the reputations, put them back to normal. I removed them rich owners. I removed the money. What I forgot to remove was their commercial income of about 200 million a year. I totally forgot about it. Right? But that kind of shows you that they can still be quite successful just having a little bit of money. They didn't start off with $1 billion. They didn't have a rich owner keep pumping money in. But they've had a good amount of income and still obviously become a good team with a lot less money. Just kind of like a little fluky side experiment. Shows you, doesn't it? You can still be successful. You don't need billions. Just maybe they've done it the right way. So that's quite weird. Got to one final, nearly did it. You nearly did it and got beat off Sutton. Let's head on over now to FKRFS in Latvia. Jeff Bezos' team, and yet they're all still owners as well, which is random. Just like the first one. Every single one of them still owns their clubs. They're determined. They got Patrick Vieira as their manager. Looks like Henrik Larsson is a legendary manager. Now Jeff has spent the least. He's only spent, it was about a couple of million, under $1 billion. So I'm going to call it $1 billion, right? And you can see for yourself, I'm going to go through it quickly. Still spent a lot of money, but was £1 billion enough? It's Patrick Vieira done it. Did Henrik Larsson do it? No. But last 15 years, looks like they've still won a good amount of trophies. Well, Luis Enrique didn't last too long there, did he? And then they got Gerard Martino. He won 3 leagues, 3 cups. Henrik Larsson, the caretaker. So Henrik Larsson, is he there in real life? Is he already there? I'll have a look in a minute. And then they had George Sampaoli, whatever his name is. 8 league wins, 6 cup wins, and then Patrick Vieira's got 3 and 3. Tallied it up, same amount of league wins as Elon's team. A lot less cups, 12 cups, 14 league titles. He is? Is that where he is in real life right now? He must be. How random. As a reserve manager. No way. I didn't know that. So I've been through their European history. It's very similar. They played in all the different tournaments, but they never got to a final. Well, they got to the round of 16 in the Champions League twice. Firstly against Dortmund, getting knocked out. And then a few years later, getting back to the last round of 16 against Real Madrid, knocking out a rival, Elon Musk team. That's pretty cool. Last but not least, we've got Sir Richard Branson's team, based in Estonia. It's FC Flora. He spent 1.4 billion, the same as Elon Musk. Was it enough for him to do well? Well, I'm not sure, because I don't notice anyone in the Legends manager-wise. He's got Bakr, I'm guessing, an Israeli, as a current manager. I mean, when I was going through it, I felt like he was going to have spent a lot more. It just seems like some of the numbers are bigger, but no, it's 1.4 billion. And no, none of them are able to do it. Even though they've spent a combined 3.8 billion, couldn't do it. I knew it'd be a challenge. I wanted it to be a challenge, but I still kind of expect him to pick one up. I know one team got to a final. Maybe they got to a final too. So Antonio Conte won 3 leagues, 4 cups, and then left, probably thinking, why have you put me here, boo, you wanker? Bloody Estonia. And then they had Gerardo Martino, who retired after 5 league wins and 9 cups. And then this Israeli dude has won 6 league titles and 12 cups. So, if you go off that, I mean, none of them have won the actual challenge. And I mean, maybe it's different. Maybe there's more cups in each country, probably. But we've got Elon Musk with 14 league titles and 28 cups. And we've got Sir Richard with 14 league titles and 25 cups. And then Jeff with 14 titles and 12 cups. So again, I've been through all their European campaigns over the last 15 years. And it's very similar. They're all similar, going through all the different phases of Europe. But Richard's team, FC Flora, their best season was this, when they got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, facing Villarreal and getting knocked out. So if you go on here, look, I think these teams have all done really well from the previous one. Just from having 200 million a year. Now, I know it's a lot of money, and it would have helped them climb the leagues. But I took away $1 billion, I took away The fans, I took away all that. I took away the facilities. But they've all still grown just off that. So, you know, does it really matter if they have $1 billion or just 200 million? Because they've all done well. I mean, this is the history of the Europa Conference. Harrogate got to a final, got beat off Monaco. Sutton's won it. I mean, wow. Barrow won it the year after. Here we are with the Europa League, and of course we know Sutton won it. Barrow and Harrogate got to a final, and of course Sutton beat Zalgiris in a final, and Harrogate are the current champions. My God. Now, has it tainted it? I mean, would Zalgiris have won that if Sutton weren't there? No, because it'd just been another team maybe. You've got to beat the team on the day. I'm just really impressed still that those other teams from the old one have done that well. Even with that money, it's just not as much. But it shows you, doesn't it? It helps if you're in a big country. Of course it does. These teams playing in shit leagues, I mean, imagine week in, week out, they're playing crap quality football. Can they get up for them big games? Now, if I do another one of these, I will make sure all the previous clubs are cleared. But they've done better. They've done better without them billionaire owners and without £1 billion and without starting off with superb facilities than they did in my experiment. Sutton are back-to-back Champions League winners. Harrogate have got to 2 finals. Bonkers, man. Mental, really. None of them could even win the Premier League. We had a couple of runners-up, but none of them could win the Premier League. I've got Harrogate winning it into... How mad's that? I think that's mad, mate. Just because the resources are so smaller compared to what they were. You think they would have done a lot better in my run, but then I've said this a million times and stuff. You can simulate a season for an experiment and then simulate it again and get completely different results. But they've done better without them. You don't need Sir Richard, Jeff and Elon at all. You'll win more trophies. So just going off the cups and leagues he actually won, that's all you can do, I think. Elon Musk has won it again. Hats off to you, Elon, spending 1.4 billion. Sir Richard, he's come second. Fair play, mate. You've come second. At least you didn't lose this time. Maybe you've still got enough money to stay in the Billionaires Club. It's Mr. Amazon himself, Jeff Bezos. You only spent $1 billion. It wasn't enough. Me, I don't, probably not enough cups in his country to go for. But it is what it is. You're the loser, Jeff. You're a loser. I'm going to end it here on the screen of the team I was when I was in Latvia on my Journeyman. I love that series. It will be coming back for FM24. I've got a great story to start that out with. And talking of stories, I think I'm going to get into them. I've got a few in the bank if you've ever seen them. I was going to probably save them for FM24, but now I think I might just put some out over the next few weeks. Why not? Have a bit of fun with them. If you've never seen my stories, there might be a link below in the description. I've made them over the years. Some of them are a lot of fun, some of them are bonkers, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. It is just a bit of fun, this. Don't take it too serious. I'll put a save file down below if you want to try and take over one of these teams at the beginning and work for Sir Richard, Jeff or Elon and try and win a European trophy in 15 years. Have a go, let me know how it goes. But honestly, thank you for sitting with me, looking at my face and listening to my voice. I hope you're happy, I hope you're safe, hope you hit the thumbs up and comment and subscribe and hit the bell and become a patron, all that stuff. But stay happy, man. I'll see you next time. I'm Booed. Bye-bye.